Greetings, faithful.
Today I'm thinking about things that are deadly.
Last we left our adventurers, the heroes of Keoland found themselves in the Library of Lore, the divine realm of the god of magic Boccob the Uncaring. Having just all received lashings from the mistress of exquisite pain, Scarisar, the party watched after she left, and the library hall began to revert to its normal library appearance, as the dungeon disappeared. As they leave the divination hall, a strange thing happens. As soon as they reach the entrance to the central chamber, the party finds they've been split up and emerge from different hallways in the central chamber. I had them roll a d10 and see which hallway entrance they appeared in front of. There is a moment of confusion, and the players think it odd, but only see it as a mild inconvenience, until the rogue, Snatch Tombstone, who appeared at the entrance to the necromancy hallway, hears a sound behind him and turns to see dozens of zombies charging toward him. Roll for initiative. A few of the party members are surprised at the beginning of the fight, as they didn't have line of sight or high enough perception checks to hear the zombies. The few players that could react did swiftly. Zombies are of little concern to a party of 19th level players, so I put a stupid amount of them on the board so that they would feel some pressure, and so they could feel like heroes as they cut down swaths of enemies. The first batch was 29 zombies, with more and more joining every round. I literally just replaced any zombies they killed and added them to the next wave. Just an endless line of undead. I did this for a tactical reason, to wear my players down a bit and to get them to use some of their resources. For the part of the story that comes after this bit, you'll see why in a minute.
You'll see.
My players fought the zombies back and used area effect spells or status modifying attacks to slow them down or immobilize them. The party realized the waves and waves of zombies would just keep coming until they got past them and down the hallway and stopped whatever was causing the dead to rise in the first place. The party's wood elven ranger, near Wildleaf, was the first to act. He hopped on his broom of flying and flew over the zombies down the hallway. He turned the corner and found he was alone, floating above a graveyard, and could see two figures fighting in the distance. He slowly approached to see two skeletal deities, locked in combat. This particular player had never had any run-ins with the Greyhawk god of death, so he did not recognize either of the figures. But while watching, he noticed the fight was causing necrotic energy to permeate the landscape, and watching as dozens more zombies crawled their way from their graves. He turned to share his scouting with the rest of the party and couldn't find where he had entered from, and found himself all alone, trapped in the graveyard. Back in the hall, the rest of the party continued to hold back the waves and waves of undead while the party's druid went to find the ranger. Princess Coral wild-shaped into a bird and made it down the hallway, but stayed at the portal and was able to lead the ranger back to the rest of the group, while sharing the information the ranger had learned with the rest of the party. She also was able to identify one of the two gods fighting as Nerull, the Reaper, as the druid had met him once before, when Nerull tried to sentence her to a few millennia in the Red Prison of Carceri for frivolously bringing back the dead and for her part in awakening the dead dragon goddess Zazmarat. He was fortunately outvoted by the other two members of the tribunal, Weejas and Anubis. The party neutralized the invading zombies in the necromancy hallway and entered the graveyard. They see Nerull locked in an epic battle with another skeletal deity, Myrkul, the Lord of Bones. The two lob attack after attack at one another, but to no effect. They are too evenly matched, and seem to be immune to one another's attacks, but neither will surrender. The players realize that, much like how the other aspects of reality are breaking, so too is undeath, and that the dead are not just rising here, but they are rising all over the prime material plane. My players tried a few different ways to get rid of Myrkul, as they avoided being hit by zombies or the occasional finger of death. All of their efforts proved little result. Eventually, the party's paladin was able to pull off a banish spell, and Myrkul failed his save and had depleted his legendary resistance in the fight with Nerull. Everything calmed immediately. Nerull begrudgingly stopped the remaining zombies that were charging the players, dead in their tracks, mostly so the paladin could maintain her concentration on the banishment. The group had a very brief but chilling and awkward conversation with Nerull. He had previously tried to sentence two of the party members to rot in Carceri, after all. Yet, in this moment, in his way, he seemed somewhat relieved and grateful, though he is still a cantankerous and unquestionably evil being. After the minute passes and it is clear that Myrkul has been returned to Toril, Nerull takes his leave, to restore the balance of death, and the party goes to head back into the Library of Lore, or at least they try to. As they cross the threshold to re-enter the library from the graveyard, they find themselves instead suddenly slammed into the storms of the Prime Material Plane, once again without their magic items as they assess where they are, and they realize they are back in Torten. Their allies that were left in Torten, the Nilbog Fen and the Pink Dragon Nyzath, come out to find where the party has been. Suddenly, Nyzath falls ill and collapses to the ground and begins convulsing violently as purple lightning arcs throughout the skies above, revealing a terrifying sight. The silhouette of the dragon goddess Zazmarat, looming in the sky over Torten. The party, magicless and off-kilter, brace for a long-awaited showdown with the dragon goddess. On a side note, Zazmarat is technically somewhere between established, albeit obscure, lore and homebrew. She is an ill-defined dragon goddess I gave a name, inspired by Dungeon Dad's videos on the purple, yellow, and orange dragons and their origins in Dragon Magazine number 65 from September of 1982. She is, in essence, very similar to Tiamat, as the two are twin sisters, but with two important distinctions. One, she is comprised of different uncommon chromatic dragon types, and can be added to with pink, brown, or gray dragons, which happen in my game with the pink dragon. As a few levels ago, Zazmarat grew a pink head. This gives her different breath weapon attacks and more modularity to scale her to your party. Just add or subtract the heads that work for your table. And two, I made her chaotic evil, and she has a realm in the abyss, as I run Tiamat as lawful evil with a realm in the Nine Hells, and their brother, Bahamut, is lawful good with his palace in Celestia. From a DM perspective, Zazmarat can add a unique spin to any story that you would normally use Tiamat for. Good way to throw off veteran players who know lore inside and out. In my lore, Zazmarat was long dead and forgotten, a husk floating in the astral sea with her dragon subtypes living in hiding, all but unheard of or thought extinct. My party stumbled on an ancient yellow dragon around level 10 when I foreshadowed this plot, and then when my party first went to the astral sea around level 14, they inadvertently woke Zazmarat up. They have fought numerous purple dragons and one orange, the byproducts of an ancient red dragon, Sindrath Firestorm's experimentations with crossbreeding with other dragons. Blue and red make purple, yellow and red make orange, and white and red make pink. The whole story setup is pretty epic. I did a write-up on it in the description of the Zazmarat video if you care to know more. But that is where we will end this one, because that's how the session ended. And I have to leave you as befuddled as my players were, trying to figure out how to fight a goddess without their magic items, because it's too much fun. Now, if you've got ideas, suggestions, questions, comments, cries of anguish, sacred oaths, or vile curses, throw them down in the comments below. And may the gods walk with you always.